Our market's kind of in flux right now, and also with the wildfires, everything is changing, as everybody knows, in 2020.
We are just recently moved to downtown Vacaville. We are so excited to be down there.
As my grandma would say, she always said, no commute, no stress, but there's still stress, trust me. It's farming, there's plenty of stress.
We are located primarily in Winters, but we do have several sites in Solano and Yolo County. We grow food on about 200 acres, and that includes organic vegetables, nuts, and fruit. Prior to COVID, we were working with a lot of restaurants, and obviously that has changed quite a bit. And we've started doing more business with our CSA program, community-supported agriculture. So basically the idea is that we have folks from the community who pay a certain amount up front for their CSA boxes, and they get fresh produce from the farm on a weekly basis. So our CSA pretty much doubled in size since March. We're also really grateful to still have some consistent restaurant accounts, and that includes BackDoor Bistro. When really excited to see Lindsay's cooking demo. We're going to be featuring our delicata squash, which I am a big fan of personally. It's easy to throw on the grill, really simple.
So I'm preparing today a bacon wrapped pork loin with a delicata squash from Terra Firma and a savory pear puree. These are Asian pears. And then we are doing a apple mustard reduction. So, delicata squash. These are really cool, unique squash. They're kind of in between summer and winter. These are really cool because they have this beautiful skin, but you can eat it. Right now, these are fresh, these are early, and they're beautiful. And then you can just kind of cut it in little half moons. And I have some ready here with just salt, olive oil, and fresh chopped rosemary. So those are ready to go. So then I will work on my savory pear puree. So pork, of course, loves sweet. Apple, pomegranate, the sweet options are kind of endless when it comes to pork. I'm gonna add these shallots, so they're going to just kind of up that savory note. And I'm gonna sweat these down, the shallot and the Asian pear. These are gonna get swept down together with some butter. And I'm gonna do a little bit of Dijon mustard in there. So then I'm gonna bacon wrap my pork loin. So this has been brined already. Did par cook this bacon just to start the rendering process, so I'm not dealing with just raw bacon. And I just kind of got the bacon nice and crisp. I like to throw some rosemary in the pan, a couple pats of butter, and baste the pork towards the finishing so you have that extra flavor. You get the apple, but it's not too sweet. You get the mustard, you get the creaminess of the butter. It's just gonna go really nicely with the delicata squash and the pork. Okay, so now I'm gonna plate up a dish for you guys. Add a little greenery on here at the restaurant. We do a little beautiful raw kale salad to complement this. And that is our dish. You can see it there. Okay, well, the sauce is running off.
First of all, the winery started when Prohibition ended in 1933 by two Italian brothers. They had a farm stand, and as soon as Prohibition ended, the first thing Italians do is look away to open a winery. So these two brothers started the winery. My grandfather bought wine from them. My grandfather was an Oakland garbage man, got hurt working the garbage, was forced to sell his share in the garbage business, and ended up becoming partners with one of the brothers. I think it was in 1955, my grandfather bought the business. And a picture of my parents. My dad was 3 years old when he got here back in 1943. My parents went on to have 4 sons. Unfortunately, we're not little boys anymore. We're all in our 50s. But we all work together today, and we all have different aspects of the business that we take care of. One of my brothers does the winemaking. Two of them do the farming operation. I like to say I do all the drinking, the fun part, but I also have to do the business part, the talking part, the fun part. So one of the pictures shows back in 1982 when my father petitioned out to get our ABA Suisun Valley. An ABA is something called American Viticulture Area, and that meant that you had to petition with the federal government to prove that your area was unique to growing fine wine grapes. And my dad did that kind of by himself with a guy named Ben Volkart in Green Valley. If you come into Suisun Valley, you cannot get in the valley without passing a sign that says, "Welcome to Suisun Valley, American Viticulture Area." I'm real proud of my dad. Had the foresight to do that so many years ago. We are open in 7 days a week, 10 to 5. We have good outdoor space. We do have our wine in some of the local grocery stores. Fairfield and Vacaville, all the Safeway and Rayleigh's have the wine in the stores. All those are gold medal winners. This was in the Sunset magazine competition. These all got gold medals. Our Petit Syrah got a double gold, Barbera gold, and this dry rosé called Rosetta. We named it after my great-grandmother, Rosetta Calavaro, which she lived here until she passed away. So we're excited about that as well.